This is different.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different. Today we're back with another how to make a beat or beat breakdown, or whatever you want to call it. Today we're gonna be looking at this Travis Scott X Young Thug type-ish beat that I made. Yeah, as you can see, it was made in Ableton Live. So, told you guys it was coming back. But anyway, any of the tricks that I show you in this video can be applied to any DAW. So don't just think that, oh God, you made an Ableton Live video, so I'm FL Studio, what to do? I can't do it. It's not the case, so don't do that. But anyway, let's jump into this video and show you how I made these sounds and made this pretty aight beat. I mean, it's pretty good, you know. And yeah, so let's go ahead and mute. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my tags. All right, so first off, we're gonna start with this first sound right here, which is an Electric X preset. And I'm gonna go to it. As you can see, bring it up over here. Just a little Electric X preset that I made, a little simple pluck, nothing special, but I turned it into an art. And I use the arpeggiator right here, as you can see, to kind of just draw in some notes. So it's just going like the full velocity, and every note is like at 12 semitones up, or 12, I think, would it be octave or semitone? I don't know, but it's like pitched up 12 semitones. And it's just a simple little patch, nothing special here. Like I say, it's a basic pluck patch. As you can hear, if I turn off the ARP, you can actually hear what it sounds. Let's turn it off. Go here, off. MIDI controller's not plugged up. Go and plug that up real quick, like MIDI. There we go. And then no, simple little pluck sound in there, but like I said, I put on the arpeggiator function on the up preset, the first one, and then I play the ARP. Also, I'm gonna put up the scale. It is a F sharp of, dang, I can't remember the scale name, but I'll make sure I put the scales. I'm gonna start doing that because you guys be asking what scales I've been using, but it's a C sharp in the, I think it's, I'll put it up on screen so you guys know. Yeah, but I'm gonna start putting the scales up so you guys can see, and also you can see the notes as well. So this is what it sounds like. It's very simple. What I did add to it far as effects is the auto pan function, which you can use the Panomatic, or another one I like to use is Pan Man. Basically what it's doing is just make it going back and forth through the stereo field. As you can hear, this is what it sounds like without it. Straight down the middle, and then with the auto pan on. It just kind of softens it up and just makes it go in between the stereo field, which is what I like. All right, next up is my Jupiter patch, which we will solo that. It's gonna be a little noisy because it's actually a analog recreation of the Jupiter 106. It's actually made by Roland itself. They have a new little bundle thing where you can download all their old school synths made by then. So I mean, this is their synthesizer and they're making a VST, so it's gonna be the most accurate version of that synth, which is great. And the Juno 106 is great for pads, plucks, and leads like that. Go in the video back if you want me to. I'll definitely do that. But I made a little pad sound. And then let me. You know, just simple little pad sound. And when you play it back, and I use all the effects built into the plugin. I didn't actually call you back in a minute. Yes, I use all the effects and stuff built into the plugin itself, because there's really no point of using external plugins or anything like that. Because like I say, the Jupiter 8 is definitely a great synth, and it has some unique sounds to it, and has a unique character to it. So yeah, I did that. Next up is this pluck sound that I made. And it's actually from the preset bank, my pay up preset bank. So if you got that, cop that, whatever, it's the Not Afraid pluck from the preset bank. Check it out on my website, MrDifferentTV.com. It's on sale right now. And I just added a EQ8 to it and wrote off the highs. So it's got a little filtered sound going on, as you can hear. Nothing special there. Like I said, little roll off in the highs to kind of make it sound not so sharp, as you can hear. So that's why I did that, just to be, a little different, I guess. Next up is another pluck from Electric X. As you can see, I'm a big fan of Electric X. This is another one from my pay up kit. It's called Keys EPs. This is what it sounds like. Play it going forward so you can see the notes. Very simple, no effects to it. All the effects are built inside the preset. So if you want to actually get this preset, I said it's the pay up kit, the pay up Electric X bank. It's very dope and you'll like it. Then we had this one piano that only comes in really at the beginning of the track, and I'll jump to that. It's actually piano V, and like I said, it only comes in at the beginning. And it's the preset. It's just a stock. It's just the default when it comes out. It's the first piano. I didn't change it up or nothing like that. I had no effects to it. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. And this is what it sounds like. Let's go and play it. And you don't really hear this sound too often. Like I say, it's a sound that really doesn't stand out like that. Like I say, I only wanted to play at the beginning. So with the actual first sound, I just want to make it kind of ambient, kind of creepy, kind of, like it's building up and it's about to be something crazy, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I did it that way. Like I said, you don't have to always have, those sounds like definitely coming out right out the gate. You don't need that. It's not required. So you can have some sounds just pop up in, certain situations with that. Next up is the kick drum. Got a little process going on. I'm using the sampler or simpler. I just threw my kick drum in there. So if you want to, play with MIDI, if you want to play it with MIDI, of course, you got to do it this way. That's too high. Not simple there. I'm just using a little compression. You don't have to. I'm using a very slow attack and a fast release. And that just kind of thickens it up a little bit. So if we play it now, that's what it sounds like with no compression. And then with compression, it's got a little bit more punch. It's a little bit more louder. It's not nothing crazy, but it's just there. It's just there. And as you can hear, I'm gonna make sure I play all my drum samples together. And then we got my 808. And let's go ahead and turn off all these sounds. And we can just focus on the drums. There we go. So we got, first up, we got the kick drum. And we got my 808. Bring that up in there. The 808 is one of my favorites. It's a sub bass pretty much. But what I'm doing to it is I'm actually adding Camel Crush to it, which is a great fucking, probably one of like I said, 'cause I don't have my Fruity Faster stored. Camel Crusher is damn near better than that, and I love it. It's just as easy to use, and it sounds just great. So I got a little Camel Crush going on to it. So this is what it sounds like with the Camel Crush, or without the Camel Crush first. Turn it off. And then bring that Camel Crush in. And I just use the EQ8 to kind of roll off the highs of it. It's distorted like hell, but that's the sound I was going for. Didn't really care. Next up is the hi-hat, my hi-hat chain, which is just the hi-hat, no effects. And I'll show you how I did my hi-hats, as you can see. I always do like one like high note, and then I do like a semitone down, and just add like some triplet notes in there, and that just kind of adds some, you know, some little movement. As you see, the volume automations are definitely different here and there. Like I said, that just kind of gives like a little bit of bounce, because I said I don't like it being straight static and all that. I like to have some variation throughout, so that's why I did that. So, you know, it's good to do that with your hi-hats because they give it more of a live feel. So. You hear that, it just gives it bounce, and that's what you want. You want bounce in your tracks. Next up, I got a snare, which is just a regular snare. A little bit of effects on it, got a little reverb on it, just a little trappy snare. I'm using the default reverb because I didn't really need a third-party one. The default was good. I just kind of rolled some of the highs and the lows off and just brought down the mix to about 20% and messed with the diffusion a little bit, just to, you know, give it a little bit of reverb, but not too much, because it sounds really dry without it. Add that reverb. It just sounds good. Then I layered my snare with a trappy snare. And this one I used the Fab Filter Pro R, doing the same thing pretty much how I used Pro R. Made it a little clean, bright, give it a little width, but see the mix is down to 15% because I said don't want to be straight up in your face. So this would sound like without the reverb. Regular trap snare, all sharp and hard hitting, make your head hurt. Turn the reverb on. Gives a little bit of nice little tail. Then I just use the EQ8 to kind of cut some of the highs out, to kind of filter it out. I don't want to really conflict with the top snare. And it's just there, just give it a little bounce. But I think that's the main snare, and that's just like kind of the under snare. But, you know, still didn't want to be too sharp in your face. Because say it's an ambient type of trap sound, so we want to keep it, you know, filtered out, not so many sharp sounds. And then just a regular cymbal right here. Nothing special there. So, you know, and then, you know, you play all the drum sounds together, you get this nice little bounce. You know, I could have did some side chaining, but guess what? I didn't, unfortunately, in this video. But next time I shall remember to do some side chaining. And that's pretty much it with the beat, as you can hear. You know, then if we jump over here to the mixing window, you can see my mix. Everything's got kind of a low feel to it. Nothing crazy there. And then if we go to the master chain, you'll see my my master chain over here. Turn that off. And basically what I did was add some mix bus compression. Just a little bit. I'll actually turn off the full master chain so you can hear it. Add a little bit of mix bus compression. Use the FG Red by Slate Digital, which is it's based off the Focusrite Red compressor, which is a famous compressor. And like I said, I'm just doing about a 2-to-1 ratio. Fast release, slow attack, a little bit of threshold, just get about 3 dB of gain reduction. I'm using a high pass filter to make sure that none of the lows are triggering the compressor. So the super lows, like the 808 and stuff like that, is not triggering it. And I brought the mix down to 50%, and I brought some makeup gain just to kind of, you know, have a little bit of compression, but not there. So if I turn it on and off. Very subtle, but that's all. They're just kind of gluing it together. And then I'm using 2 limiters. Here's the reason why. I'm gonna show you why. The first limiter, I'm using them in serial, which I'm gonna make a video about how to use stuff in serial, which means using 2 of the same type of effects back to back, and why you should do that, and why it's a good idea too. The first limiter is the volume limiter, which is the Pro L from Fab Filter, and I got my little settings here. This is to give it the volume or the loudness. So that's all it's doing. It's just giving it loudness. And I know it's distorted. That's the way I wanted it to sound, but that's the limiter that's giving it all the volume, bringing it up to a commercial level. Then I'm using the isotope maximizer to use it as the ceiling. So that is pretty much controlling the peak, so it's not clipping, as you can see. And if I take off this limiter, it's gonna be clipping. Well, I guess it's not clipping. That's strange. But usually it was clipping last time, but it's not clipping. I guess because this last plugin, I'm gonna change my reference track. But yeah, that's it. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's making sure that not one compressor is working too hard. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, I could do like halfway volume with this one, and then use this one to get the other half of the volume. And that's just, you know, a great way to work, like using 2 compressors, 2 EQs, 2 limiters, working in serial will make sure that not one is working harder and doing all the work. That way you can get more volume over time and stuff like that. So it's definitely cool to look out and, you know, and to do. And I'll definitely make a video on how to use that. But yeah, simple beat, like always. Back to the Ableton Live tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, if you take all these techniques and put them in any DAW and get the same results, it doesn't really matter. Nothing's holding you back. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoy. Like always, it's your boy Slim, aka MrDifferent. You got any questions about any effects I use, any plugins I use, and want me to review anything that I was using, I definitely will do that. Because y'all know how I do. I like to help you guys out. So with that being said, it's your boy Slim, aka MrDifferent, not motivated by the money, but the like, comment, subscribe, and views. Do appreciate you guys for stopping by. Like always, leave a comment, subscribe, all that, like it, boom. See you guys in the next video. Have a good one, everybody.